Hi YouTube, Peggy here. If you watched the video that I released earlier this week, thank you for helping me say happy birthday to my brother Joe. The video this week is a maple bowl, and it's an end grained bowl. And I'm filming this after I've already finished the bowl, but this is very much like the blank that you're going to see at the beginning of the video. So it had some cracks and was just a big chunk of maple. And when I put it on the lathe, I didn't realize, I guess at first, that it was end grain. So end grain is a pain in the Hey everyone, here is the piece that I was mentioning. This is the piece of maple that I didn't realize was end grain when I started doing this. Like at this point, I didn't really realize it. I guess I don't look at the grain that much to determine if it's end grain, side grain, or whatever. So doing something a little different this week, I'm turning between centers until I make a tenon. So this is a spur drive center. And once it is on there, I will pull up the tailstock and use the live center on the other side, trying to get it as centered, as in balance as possible. And it worked out pretty good. Sometimes when you turn between centers, you can get a reduced RPM if you put too much pressure on. And I did get that a few times, but I just had to back off and turn less material at a time. So I've had a few comments in past videos about, or requests I should say, about slowing down the speed. So in this week's video, although it is sped up, it's not sped up as much. It's either at 200, 2 times the speed, or 4 times the speed. When generally there are parts in most of my other videos that are even a little bit more sped up than that. So this should be a little bit more realistic, if you will, and with some slowed down parts. Let me know if you like the slowed down version. Ends up in a little bit longer of a video, but that's the trade-off. So still between centers here with the Carter & Son 5/8 bowl gouge. As you can see, I am taking off a pretty good amount. And that is with a very sharp bowl gouge. And stopping to check the progress, and it is in round. Now I am working on the bottom side and the tenon. Well, I shouldn't say the side, I mean the curve that starts on the bottom and goes around the side. And still have quite a bit of material to take off to get this into a bowl shape. So still taking pretty decent amounts off at a time. And I hadn't turned between centers for a while, and I was pretty happy with the balance and the ability to remove material on this piece. Sharpening was a must on this project. If I had to guess how many times I stopped to sharpen, I would say probably 8. Now stopping here so I don't get a catch. The inside with the tenon. Not great cuts, especially on the bottom. And it's here I start to realize. And now stopping here so I don't get a catch. The inside with the tenon. Not great cuts, especially on the bottom. And it's here I start to realize. If you need some, if you're thinking about trying it out, definitely take advantage of that coupon code. And having reverse mounted it, I am now going to start working on the top and start the hollowing process. You saw me put the bowl gouge on top of the piece. I was testing to see how in balance it was, and there was some shakiness, some bumps. So it's not quite in balance, and that was a challenging piece to this. I wasn't sure if it was the end grain, the cracks, and having it be heavier on one side than the other, etc. But it got better as I kept going. But if I had to guess, I would say it was never perfectly smooth through the whole thing as far as the bounce. And you know, before you mention it, I know some people will probably say, well, you should have pulled the tailstock up. I tried that, it didn't help any, and I really wanted to start hollowing this out the way I usually do, so that's what I'm doing here. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to PF Woodturning yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. YouTube tells me that over 60% of the viewers are not subscribed, so don't make me beg. Kidding, I would not do that. But if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. It costs nothing, and it would really help me out. So making a little progress here, as you can see, getting down probably halfway at this point. And realizing that I have some more cracks to fill with some Starbond. Nothing crazy. Switched to the curved tool rest, as you can see. I will link that in the video description. I get a lot of questions about that one. And on one of the last videos, someone mentioned, well, I mentioned that I needed to get the robust exterior curved tool rest. And they said, well, why don't you just, use this one on the outside? That would be great. However, the way that it's angled doesn't make it safe. I've tried it before, and maybe for a cut or two it's fine, but I would not use this ongoing for the exterior. That's why they make the interior and exterior curved tool rest. And they make them in different lengths too. This one happens to be the 12-inch interior. And I got it mostly for safety reasons. You know, trying to be inside of a bowl with the straight one, it just isn't safe, especially in some deeper and thinner or not as large diameter bowls like this one. And now stopping here so I don't catch the inside with the tenon. Not great cuts, especially on the bottom. And it's here I start to realize. So the cracks I filled in with some Starbond Black CA glue, and I changed up the shape a little to what I usually do. I personally have an ice cream bowl shaped like this, so that's what I was going for. But end grain can be a real pain to turn and to sand, so this one took some extra time, hence I did not release the video yesterday. Personally, I really like the different colors here and some spotting. Anyway, there it is. Hey, be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. If you haven't already, I'll put the links either on the screen or down in the video description. If you're interested in wood turning and you don't know where to start, I do have a course on Teachable, and that is titled Getting Started in Wood Turning. So check that out. I'll leave the link in the video description. And they support makers like me, so show them some love, please. And don't forget that I have PF Woodturning merch available. I have t-shirts, mugs, stickers, etc. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, be sure to check it out. A huge thank you to all my Patreon members. Thank you so much for your support. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon member, I will leave a link in the video description. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Peace out.